everybody. I'm here at the MEF Global NaaS event in Arlington, Texas with Pascal Menezes from MEF. And we're going to go for a quick walk and talk about the new NaaS Global um, blueprint that's just been announced. So Pascal, I guess the first question is about APIs. Um, there's a lot of them out there. Are you guys building more APIs, or what's your thinking behind this new blueprint?
Well, the NaaS is really a wrapping of everything we've been doing for 6 years. So are there a lot of APIs? There are a ton of APIs. But what we want to do is standardize the APIs within the ecosystem so that whoever you are, a hyperscaler, a product vendor, anybody operating in a cloud, a telco, you want to be able to interact in a way as an ecosystem where you can buy and sell with each other and even settle in a very automated, orchestrated way in real-time cloud-like speeds. And that's kind of what we've been doing at MEF. So are there a lot of APIs? Yeah, there's a lot of proprietary APIs, which has caused a lot of this friction and fractions all over. And what we've done now is unified all that by the whole buy-sell cycle and all the operational aspects. And that's kind of what we've done for the last 6 years. And now we've just packaged it under the NaaS.
Okay, I see. So how about APIs from other organizations, from TM Forum or the Linux Foundation, the Camerra project, Open API gateways? How do you see that coming together?
So actually, they're very synergistic. So number one is the TM Forum APIs are great. They're 60 plus APIs, but they lack context. And they don't describe what we'll say, what are the products and services that these APIs do. For example, if I do a quote, an order, I can do that for pizzas, for cars, for bandwidth, for edge compute, and so on. So what we've done at MEF is provide all of that context and interoperability for when you buy, let's say, example, a pizza. It's a certain kind of pizzas, but certain flavors and toppings, and all of those things called attributes. So MEF, we've defined all of this for Ethernet, internet, and we're doing it for all kinds of products and services. And that's kind of how we've complemented with the TM Forum. Now, Camerra is a little different, where the first time you're allowing application developers to interact with the network, like specifically a 5G network. And to do that, there's a lot of complexity involved because you have to first allow a buyer or the developer can't just go in and say, I'm going to just use the network. He has to get authentication authorization. But before that, even they need to know how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
What's the price?
Yeah.
And basically, I want to order it, and what locations and geographies, and what kind of use cases I want to do as a developer. All of that has to be done and ordered and provisioned way ahead of the time for the actual developer to use it.
Okay.
So at MEF, we've already done that across the ecosystem for buying and selling for all kinds of services already. So Camerra is just another use case in that buying and selling. Of course, after the IT pro or the buyer has bought and it's all being provisioned, then the developer can use the Camerra APIs, which are very intent-like, very small, easy-to-use APIs for developers. Then they can use that to actually interact with the network. And it's the first time in the industry we're actually seeing this ability to interact with the network. So it's a very, very exciting time, and everything's complementary.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting stuff. So where are you guys going with this? What's the big picture vision 5 years in the future? How are all these clouds coming together?
I talked about the SuperClouds.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Well, I think every provider, every service is becoming and using cloud native principles. What do I mean by that? It's using virtualization. It's using software-defined principles, as SDN came out originally. It's using automation principles, and it's using now, containers. They're reusable, and so they call it cloud native. So every provider, every vendor, everybody's moving into this world of cloud native, including microservices. And as you build out your cloud, then you've got the next guy's got a cloud, another cloud. All these clouds have to be interconnected so that from a user or subscriber, they don't have to think about where the cloud is, what kind of cloud, multi-clouds. It's just one big supercloud to them. And so these clouds have to, now, they're different autonomies, so they have to work through APIs, automation, blockchains. It all has to be frictionless to the subscriber, but behind the hood, all these clouds are interconnected in an automated way that removes all the friction from the subscriber, but yet there's tons and tons of automation happening to make it look like one big super cloud.
So now you have to get the big cloud providers to be backing this or participating in it in some way, right?
Yeah, I think it starts with the telcos. The telcos we're already doing that, interconnecting them, and they're all become a cloud. And so they're all connecting their clouds to become a super cloud. They're all connecting to the hyperscalers because the hyperscalers are bringing their clouds to the edges with the service providers. And then you've got all the SaaS providers. There are a lot of software as a service that is also a cloud. People like SAP, Salesforce, and so on. And they all want to be interconnected. So this whole interconnection of the ecosystem is what I'm calling the super cloud. And I think that's where the market's going to go to, over the next years, from just being frictionless.
Awesome. I love it. The super cloud.
The super cloud.
Really cool. Thanks, Pascal.
No worries. Thank you, Jim.
Cool.
Take care.
Bye.